Welcome back. So, we have news today. The new box mechanic is in. So, the USSR squads, the free paratroopers with the Fedorovs, the premium squad with the AS-44 Model 5, the British paratroopers with the well gun, the American paratroopers with the M1A1 carbine, and the Japanese paratroopers with the Type 100 rifle all use the new box mechanic, which we're looking at right here. The 100-round Thompson does not. The British with the Vickers machine gun does not. The Krieghoff boys for the Germans do not. The Italians do not. And the FG-42 with grenade launcher does not. Rounding it out, apparently customization is getting cheaper in gold and in orders. They talked specifically about heads going from 5 to 2 and from 150 to 60 gold. The M8 Scots BR is going to 2. They added more customization options for the torso of Americans Battle the Bulge, and they fixed the increased squad size for the 10th Armored Regiment for the Japanese. Now, what I want to do is look at these paratroopers and see what we get. So, we're on the practice range here. Let's look at the Assault 3. So what did we get? The Browning 1918, which is what we got before. Alright. Let's drop in again, and let's see what the rank 5 assault option is. Alright, rank 5 assault. What did we get? Browning 1919s. That'll scale up nicely. When I first read the devlog, I was really concerned that the M1A1 paratroopers were going to lose their bars, and without the bar, I honestly don't know how much I would bring them in rank 2 games. I mean, I feel like I would still run them because paratroopers are impactful, but I feel like I would run them less if they had, like, Vickers, Berthiers, or Bren 2s maybe. It just wouldn't feel right on American paratroopers. They're not terrible guns, it's just not my style. I imagine that their snipers changed, though. So, let's see. With the Recon squad, BR3, they now have Springfields. They used to have sniper grands. I imagine they still have sniper grands. If we check out the rank 5. I really wish there was a faster way for me to do this that didn't involve me paradropping in every time. But, I guess it is what it is. This may end up being a little bit lengthy for what I'm trying to show off in this video, but I do plan on going through the 2 Russian squads. I imagine it'll be the same options on the 2 of them, but it might not. And I'll go through the Japanese one. So let's look at rank 5 Recon. Sniper Grand. Interestingly, it's the long-range sniper grand. I kind of like that, though. I'd rather have this than the shorter-ranged one on these guys, if I'm going to actually play them as Recon. The last thing I want to check out, I want to see what they get for their AT weapons. I imagine they're going to get the M9 now on the rank 5, and I might actually start running 2 American premium, or not premium, 2 American paratrooper squads. Because, as I've mentioned before, I missed a couple of the paratrooper events. I missed the second one over the summer with the British paratroopers with the Vickers machine guns, and I missed the Italian one. I just had stuff going on, so more the fool I. Anyway, let's check out rank 5 AT. So they do get the M9 bazooka. So that's a nice boost in power. The amount of times I've dropped paratroopers in and they've pulled out M1 bazookas. They said they didn't change the 100 round Thompson paratroopers. I'm gonna have to go and look at them because they have M1 bazookas, and if they didn't change that, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I feel like they should be included in this list of changes because, to be entirely honest, when you've got the 100 round Thompson, I feel like their box is terrible. Because they have the long scope Springfield, they have the bar, and they have the M1 bazooka, which at rank 5 is not good. And we get the M1 at low rank. So I think that pretty much covers everything on these guys. I'm not too concerned about the mortars. They might have scaled the mortars, but to be honest, I'm not too concerned. You can do just about the same thing with both mortars. It's just a larger blast radius. So let's go back to the hangar, throw on the drum mag boys. Like I said, they weren't included in the change list. They said they kept them the same. There's one more thing I want to check actually before we pull them off. Can I swap this? No. So we still can't swap their weapon, unfortunate, but I guess it'll scale based off the match that they're in. Let's put these ones on. So right now, I really, really do not like their box, because they get a very low level sniper, which, I mean, it's a bolt action sniper, it's good, but it's only good if you're going to play the long game. With the Sniper Grand, you can actually play somewhat up close, because it's still a semi-auto rifle and you still have the normal Garand sights. But you can't do that with the bolt-action Springfield. And I don't feel like the bar actually gives them anything substantial when, you know, they're running around with 100-round Thompsons. So it says BR5 for all of them. Let's start with the Recon squad. Yeah, so they're still getting the same sniper. That leads me to believe that they're still getting the M1 bazooka, and the M1 bazooka is completely worthless at BR5. 60 mils penetration, I'd rather have a Piet. But I mean, even the M9 bazooka, the Japanese Type 5 is a rank 2 and it has the same amount of penetration. Well, it's got 2mm less. Oh, big deal. But it effectively has the same amount of penetration. So I really hope in the next day or so they give the same BR5 weapons to this paratrooper squad. Because right now, yeah, they still have the M1 bazooka. This is an absolute travesty. There's no excuse for them to still have the M1 bazooka at BR5. That's absolutely terrible. I don't have the BSA Wellgun squad, so I can't show you what they get. I imagine that they get British weapons. Maybe they get the 1919. I'm really not sure what they'll get. But at low BR, I imagine they'll get Bren's or something. Let's check out Japan. So, before they got the Type 11, they got the Type 5, and they got one of the Arasaka snipers. I'm not sure exactly which one, but we'll test out all the BR5 options for them and see what they get now. Hopefully they get Type 99s. I'd be okay with Type 96s, though, for their light machine gun. I kinda hope they keep the Type 5 rocket launcher, because to be honest, I prefer the Type 5 to the Type 4. I don't really want to give up 20 mils of pen just to get a shitty sight. So, oh, they get submachine guns up here. I wonder if they get Tokyo SMGs. That would be absolutely nutty. Alright, start up here. Tokyo Arsenal SMGs. Oh, here we go! I just put out a video about these the other day, and yes, you absolutely should grind them out. They are phenomenal. This is a fantastic change. One of the things that I've been a little bit disappointed with in the past is a lot of the paratroopers, they fit into the same mold as the original ones that came out. So you'll get paratroopers that have, like these guys, bolt-action rifles, and their assault, or actually another good example is the Krieghoff boys for the Germans, where their primary weapon is a battle rifle, and then if you pick up their assault variant, you get MG42s, which to be fair, I think an MG42 actually does give them value. But I think you could make a compelling argument for just giving them assault weapons. Like actual assault weapons. I feel like you can define the light machine gun as separate from being an assault weapon, since a lot of them are more designed to be defensive or reach out and touch the enemy. So let's see what we get for launchers. Type 4s. That disappoints me. You do get a sight, but to be entirely honest, I'd rather have the Type 5. The projectile on the Type 5 is a little bit faster, and it also penetrates more armor, so that's a little bit disappointing for me. I would have really liked to have kept the Type 5, and I understand it's a little bit harder to aim, but it basically shoots at the middle of your screen, so if you point the middle of your screen at the enemy, and then you lift it up a little bit to, you know, the range that you expect the enemy to be at, you have enough rockets in your pocket that you can shoot them until you hit the target. Alright, let's see what they get for snipers. Type 99 snipers. I really wish there was an option to take the eye cup off of these. Alright, just to check, I'm not certain what their low-rank sniper was before, so let's see what their low-rank sniper is here. I imagine all the other weapons stayed the same, though. I probably should check their AT just to be sure, because if they took... I can't imagine that they took the Type 5 away for the 20 mil, but don't get me wrong, the 20 mil is not bad. It's actually amazing, but I like the Type 5. So, let's see. Rank 3 Recon. Okay, still the Type 99 sniper, so I guess that just doesn't change. And what do we get? Type 5s. I would rather have the Type 5. Alright, let's go check out the Soviets. So I guess we'll start with our free boys, since everybody here by now hopefully has them, and you know, if you don't, you still have a few days left to finish them up. You absolutely should be getting these guys though. They're fantastic. The fact that you can adjust their BR with whatever primary you want to give them is just absolutely phenomenal. I do have a video out on both them and the premium variant, so it's slightly outdated now, but everything I say in there more or less holds true except for their box weapons. So let's see. Let's see, Assault, BR3, Madsons. Alright. That disappoints me. I hate the Madsen. I was really hoping that they would get DT-27s, because the DT-27 is a, you know, BR3 weapon, and since BR3 sees 1, 2, 3, and 3, 4, 5, I think the DT-27 would have been fair. I think the Madsen's terrible. It shouldn't even be a rank 2, it should be a rank 1. At least it'll be a full rank Madsen, but that disgusts me. Alright, let's see. Rank 3 AT, PTRSs. Can you imagine jumping out of a plane with this thing? Again, I thought it would be a Panzerfaust, but... Alright, is what it is. I mean, it's good that they're listening to feedback and all that, but... Yikes. Big ol' yikes. Judging by the other two, I imagine that the sniper is not going to be an SVT-38 sniper. It's probably going to be a Mosin. Okay. Look at them subverting expectations. So, it's okay to give us an SVT, but it's not okay to give us a Panzerfaust 60. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I really don't. I don't like that. If this was scaling to 2, scaling to 3, scaling to 4, scaling to 5, I could get behind giving a PTRS. I could get behind a Madsen. But the problem that I take is that it's supposed to scale to the top end of the BR bracket for each of the 2 matchmaking queues. And it goes 1, 2, 3, and it goes 3, 4, 5. It's listed as 3, but for some reason you have BR2 Madsens and BR2 PTRSs. That just... I don't like that. That kind of rubs me the wrong way, especially because you've got BR3 SVT-38s. So, Darkflow, if you're listening, get rid of this. This should be a DT-27, and this should be a Panzerfaust 60. Because right now, this is bad. This is dumb. Alright, let's look at the BR5 Assault Squad. Alright, they still get RD-44s. So I imagine all of their other BR5 weapons are still going to be the same. Let's go check out the premium boys. Don't get me wrong, even if, I didn't even need to leave, I have them both on this lineup. Even if their box weapons now are going to be a little bit scuffed, I still think that the free paratroopers are well worth it. Watch, these guys are going to have Panzerfaust 60s. And watch, they're going to have DT-27s. And then you'll actually be able to call them pay to win. They won't literally make you win the game, but it's going to put a really sour taste in my mouth if that's what they did. I don't think they actually had to greatly differentiate their weapons. So, let's see. Alright. This is the sound of me puking in my mouth. I just don't understand. We're gonna drop in 3 times, and we're going to pick up the AT now, and we're gonna pick up the snipers after that. I bet the snipers are gonna be bolt action Mosins. I bet the AT is gonna be a Panzerfaust 60. They were Panzerfaust 100s before. Yep. Yeah, this really rubs me the wrong way. That really, really rubs me the wrong way. So, before now, you got the RD-44, you got the... I think the SVT-40 or the SVT-38 on the other guys. One of the two. I'm pretty sure they didn't get the AVS-36, but you'd have to look at my other video. I can't remember because I never pulled the Recon squad out. Oh no, they actually do get SVT-38s here too. Okay, so basically across the board, premium paratroopers are just better than the free ones right now. So before this, they got the RD-44, they got the Panzerfaust 60, and they got the, I think, SVT-40 sniper for the free ones. The premium ones got the AVT-36, they got the DT-29, and they got the Panzerfaust 100. So essentially what they did is they downgraded all of the weapons by, well, all the AT weapons by one, which that means Panzerfaust 60 to PTRS, Panzerfaust 100 to Panzerfaust 60. They downgraded the snipers to SVT-38s, just for both of them. And then they downgraded the assault weapon from, on these guys, a DT-29 to a DP-27. And on the other ones, from an RD-44 to a Madsen. And I think that is why it feels really bad. So, basically, in the old version, this paratrooper squad, the premium one, were really good at dropping in and taking out tanks. And the free ones were really good at dropping in and killing infantry. If they had given these guys the Panzerfaust 60 and given them the Madsen, and then if they'd taken the free ones and given them the DP-27 and given them the PTRS, I think that would have been fair, and it would have still been true to the spirit of what they were trying to do with the initial implementation. But with the current version of this that they just put out today, all they did was say, hey, here's your free paratroopers. By the way, we're going to spit on them. Because right now, they have the worst machine gun in the Soviet tech tree, and they have a PTRS. And the PTRS is okay, but you're going to be playing into BR3 games where every other tank, it alternates back and forth between being a Panzer IV-J and a Panzer II. They should have either just given them both Panzerfaust 60s and given them both DT-27s. Like, I don't think that you needed to have different specialist weapons depending on whether they're premium or not. Like, I don't think, if they came out with 4 different American paratrooper squads, I don't think you need to give them all different BR3 weapons. I think they can all have the same thing. It's interesting if you give them different weapons, if those weapons are comparable to each other, but, like, the way this stands right now, it basically says, buy the premium paratroopers. The free ones, their primary weapons are great, because having a 6-man squad of PPS 42s or 43s is still going to be fantastic, especially when you can put it anywhere on the map. That's still going to be phenomenal. But, and here's the huge but, they neutered their weapons. They didn't just bring them into line with the matches that they were going into. They absolutely took them and shit all over them. I don't like it. I really don't. I would have even felt better if they took the premium squad and they neutered their weapons over the event squad. But it feels really bad to take the event paratroopers and just dump on their box. So, for the Japanese, this is a huge plus. For the Americans, this is also a huge plus. If you've got the premium Soviet paratroopers, you're still sitting pretty. If you've got the event paratroopers, I still think that they're an A-tier squad. I think that giving them all PPS 42s or 43s, you'll be able to put them anywhere on the map. They'll be able to wipe the floor just like any other BR2 Soviet assault squad. I just don't like what they did with the box. I agreed that it needed to be balanced, that it should change to the queue that you go into. I just think they took it too far with the free ones. Like, the PTRS, to be honest, isn't really the part that bothers me because most of the German tanks you can shoot through the side of with a PTRS. It really just annoys me that they gave them a Madsen. Like, that just disappoints me so much. Anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. Maybe I'm overreacting to it. I just think it was a very scummy decision that they made. And maybe it's because everybody has the free paratroopers and they want to contain how much they're spammed. But at the same time, I don't think Russia's doing that great right now. Like, they have the equipment, don't get me wrong, they have very good equipment. But I don't think they have the player base right now for it to really be an issue. As per usual, get out there, kick ass, take names, win your games, and go get it out on the forums and let people know what you think about this. I think for 3 out of the 4 squads that I can show off, it's probably a good set of changes. I think most likely for 4 out of the 5 squads, because again I don't have the BSA Wellgun squad, so I can't show them off. It's probably a good change. I just think that the free Soviet paratroopers got screwed. And like I said, they're still going to be really good. I just think Darkflow handled this the wrong way with them.